Amen. We don't always like to do things like that. We don't always like to pay attention to what our body is telling us. So if something is off and doesn't feel right, I encourage you to make sure that you go have that checked out. Our second tip was know your family history, your family health history. Amen. So if you know some things have gone on in your body that you've kind of kept private, you have not shared, amen, share it with your children. Share it with your grandchildren. Share it with your nieces and nephews. If their parents are not here and you're an uncle, amen, I encourage you to share those type of things with your children, your grandchildren, your nieces, your nephews, so that they can be aware. Because the earlier research shows that the earlier we catch things, the greater our chances, the greater our outcomes, the greater our chances for survival. And here in the third week, tip number three on today is protect your men. Listen, protect your mental health. So I thought I'd get somebody to clap for that right there. Let me say that for the people in the back. And I'm not talking about literally the people in the back of the church. That's a saying that they say, even in the virtual church. Let me say it for the people in the back. Men, protect your mental health. Listen. I began to read, and I know a lot of times we're taking things like this for granted in times like these, but I began to read and began to research, and I realized that mental health and the black community go hand in hand. The mental health issues are relatively common in the black community at large. And according to the National Institute on Minority Health and Health Disparities, African Americans are 20% more likely to experience serious psychological distress, such as major depression disorders, than white Americans. Rates of major depressive orders in young black adults ages 18 to 25, more specifically men, are increased by 3%. That was from 2015 to 2018. And so we need to make sure that we are taking note of these type of things, because your mental health is just as important as your physical health. Did anybody catch that right there? Your mental health is just as important as your physical health. And so some of the ways that they've suggested to our men that we'll be able to take care of our mental health is make sure that we're getting an adequate amount of sleep. Make sure that we find ways to de-stress. I was looking at an article written by Forbes as they partner with United Healthcare, and they kind of gave us these things. They said, men, a good way of protecting your mental health is make sure you get enough sleep. Find ways to de-stress, whether that's exercising or journaling or spending time in nature or fishing, taking long rides, whatever it is that you find to be a distress. I know going to the movies is a big thing for me. It's my way of distressing. They think I'm just going for entertainment. No, I'm going because I don't have to think. I don't have to feel obligated to answer messages and emails. And if you need me in an hour and a half or 2 hours, you're just going to have to wait. Amen, somebody. Some people, I can't believe